What's going on, people? It is Irish Gunner HD here. You can call me Irish, and today you're going to be watching some Dirty Bomb. It's going to be some objective mode gameplay where the defenders on the chapel map, and it's a pretty good gameplay. It goes right down to the last kind of objectives, and I do pretty decently. So yeah, I hope you enjoy the gameplay. But basically, with today's video, I kind of just wanted to explain a little bit about what Dirty Bomb is about, talk about why I like it, talk about maybe some of the issues, and then just kind of recommend it and tell you why I think you should play it and why we should kind of keep this going. It's not a sponsored video or anything like that, even though it's probably going to come across as one, because I really like it, so I'm going to be saying a lot of positive things, but it's not sponsored. There's no links in the description or anything like that. I like the game, and I played it in the early closed alpha, like last year or the year before, and then completely forgot about it, and then it came up on Steam again, so I've been playing it again. So that's basically full disclosure, no agreements or deals or anything like that at all. But yeah, so basically what it is it's a free-to-play first-person shooter, and it's made by Splash Damage, who made Brink, which was kind of like a big kind of cult, had a big cult following. Like, a lot of people really didn't like it, but the people that liked it really liked it. They also did Wolfenstein Enemy Territory, which I think came out in like 2010 or something like that. Like, it's relatively old now at this stage. And they did a multiplayer section for Arkham Origins, the most recent Batman game, up until obviously Arkham Knight comes out. But yeah, basically what you do is, it's as I said, it's a first-person shooter. What you do is you play as these things called mercs. It's set in like a post-apocalyptic London kind of theme or whatever, like a futuristic post-apocalyptic setting or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, so you play as the mercs, and they're basically what the classes are. So in Battlefield or Call of Duty, you can set up your class and go in and individually pick your gun and stuff like that. It's not customizable in Dirty Bomb. It's basically these classes, the preset loadouts. But basically what you do is, to get different loadouts, there's a system called the loadout cards, and it's basically how you change your weapons and your abilities. They can be bought with in-game currency only, keep in mind, for 1,000 credits, and basically they're scaled. So there's lead, iron, bronze, silver, gold, and obsidian. And each card level contains augments, which are like the Dirty Bomb equivalent of like Call of Duty's perks kind of thing. 20% off kind of cooldown time of LMG, or of like the mounted machine guns, or like 20% more healing from a health pack or something like that kind of thing, like perks. Lead has 1, iron has 2, bronze and so bronze, silver, gold, and obsidian have 3 augment slots. So obviously the higher the card, the more augments you get, which is going to make you a better player basically, or like have a better kind of, maybe, yeah, make you a better player, I suppose you could say. And then there's a trading system. So for example, you can use like 3 iron, and then you have to pay like an upgrade fee kind of thing, of like it scales again. It's like 400 credits for silver, and moving on up. That's not the exact number, but you get the idea. So you've got 3 iron. If you want to trade up, you can give up 3 iron cards that you don't want basically, and then in an amount of credits, and then you'll get 1 bronze, and then 3 bronze, and then a higher amount of credits, and you get silver. Do you know that kind of way? It's just a cool way of getting rid of all the old cards that you don't like or that you don't want basically. Which is useful for me, because I'm not, for just a side note, I don't particularly like the shotguns in the game too. Contrary to the clip that you're watching now, or that you just watched there when I was like wrecking face, that was the first kind of good thing that I've had go with the shotguns. But yeah, by and large I don't like them. So if I was to get like a load of lead shotgun cards in a pack or in a case or whatever, I could trade them in and get like a bronze, I think it is the next one up, or lead or whatever. Anyway, moving on. Yeah, so that's the kind of trading up system, and that's kind of how you pick your character. And like all the characters have their own set abilities, like not augments, but like they'll have, certain characters have ammo, like an ammo pack and an ammo station. Some people have like a med pack and a med station, and some people have a med pack and like defibrillators and stuff like that. So it's all kind of like, some people have, some characters, as you can see there, that the one on screen now has an orbital laser, which you can actually manually control, which is really useful. I get a couple of kills with this gameplay actually. And the ammo station, which is really interesting. Now they're not all unlocked at first. You have to either buy them, or kind of they periodically become free every now and again. So yeah, but that's the loadout card system. So up next would be the guns. I'll talk about the guns for a bit. So they're kind of modern warfare, not the Call of Duty idea, just the idea of like modern like warfare in this day and age. That's the kind of gun. So there's like ARs, like a BR-15 or something like that, I think it's called, which is like the kind of the assault rifle, AR-15 sort of assault rifle. Then there's like a couple of SMGs, there's shotguns, there's a sniper rifle. Again, there could be multiple sniper rifles. I haven't gotten that in depth into it. But there's definitely like there's the AUG, there's like the AUG A1 with the scope and stuff like that. The where were we now? What was I going to say? Yeah, so yeah, which is like kind of strange when you consider the fact that the game is set in like a futuristic post-apocalyptic setting, like that there's no kind of lasery weapons or whatever, like, you know, like other than the laser, the orbital laser strike thing. Like considering there's that, but we're still using like bullets and stuff like that is kind of strange, but we'll go with it. You can also call in like an airstrike, which is kind of cool. You can like throw you can throw this like beacon thing that where it lands, and basically an airstrike will come in. I think there's one actually just been called in there. This has all been really well timed so far. But yeah, so basically, lots of variety, lots of different ways to play the game as far as the guns go. They feel balanced for the most part. The game, like the game in general, has a really high time to kill. Like, so it's if Call of Duty if people say Call of Duty has a really short time to kill, like you die in like a second, and in Battlefield probably you die in 2 seconds, 3 seconds. This is probably like 4 or 5 seconds. Like within like a standard like assault rifle kind of thing, you could probably use like multiple, like at least 2 30-round mags to take somebody down, depending on who the character is, who the merc is that they're playing. Which isn't for everyone, and it took me a while to get used to it because I never played Halo or anything like that. I've always been like a quick time to kill, run and gun kind of gamer when it comes to first-person shooters. So the fact that I even like this game in the first place says a lot for how it plays out, basically. Yeah, it's got enjoyable gun. Like the gunplay is pretty enjoyable. It's not there's not a whole lot of recoil. There is recoil there. There's no kind of bullet deviation or random spread or something like that. Moving side to side doesn't increase the spread and stuff. So by and large, your shots go where you want them to go. And also there's no kind of hip fire penalty. So like basically the only reason that you need to aim down the sights is just if you want to bring in your field of view, basically. And this is a sick kill. If I can just brag for a second there, the way I called that orbital laser in, I managed to say it was pretty cool. Sorry, I was watching the video there and I caught it. What was I saying? Yeah, the gunplay. It's pretty. You don't need to ADS or anything like that. It's all the same, but it's just I don't like Counter-Strike for that reason. That the kind of only hip firing. So I still ADS most of the time, but again, you don't have to. So it's really interesting gunplay. The maps are like, I really like the maps. There's a lot of verticality and a lot of like ways around. There's always like another flanking route and stuff like that, and then there's lots of ups and downs and like snaking underneath. But they all make sense. Like they're not just massive open maps the way they would be in Battlefield, or like the way they've gotten to be in like more recent Call of Duties, where they're just spaghetti junction all over the place, like different doors and alleyways and stuff like that. They all, for the most part, make sense and lead somewhere, and there's a flow that you can kind of tell and pick out and recognize like the fastest patterns and stuff like that. They're very colourful as well, which is really nice. You probably noticed I've like put on a little bit of colour correction here and like kind of sharpen it up and stuff like that. But like the game's actually does really look that good. Basically, it is really kind of colourful and stuff, which is a nice change, from a lot of kind of drab shooters nowadays. But there is only 5. There's only 5 maps at the minute. I couldn't name them for you now off the top of my head for this to save my life. But there is only 5, which a lot of people might see as a downside. But yeah, next up then would be the movement. It's solid. It's all like it's the Unreal Engine 4, so it's solid movement. You things happen when you press the buttons. There's no big delays or anything like that. It's all timed really nicely. As far as kind of if you think of like the movement other than just walking around, turning left and right, and looking up and down, there's long jumps. There's technically wall jumps. There's technically double jumps. Like you can jump off. Excuse me. You can jump off a wall and then like kind of jump again and stuff like that. So there is kind of like the slight Titanfall aspect to it in that way. Very slight. You're not like double jumping up walls and stuff like that, but it is an option there if you're able to take advantage of it. The performance is flawless. Again, it's the Unreal Engine. I think it's like not the most brand new one. It's obviously the one before that. I don't think they've ported it over to the newest one, if that's even new. Again, I don't know. But it's the Unreal Engine. I get like plenty, like 100 to 150 FPS max. People on like less powerful systems, like really bad potato spec, have said that like they no matter what kind of config file that they use for it, they just can't get it to work at a decent frame rate. So again, it's beta, so you can assume that it's going to be optimized. Then kind of the last thing I think I'll get into would be the free-to-play model. So that's obviously an important thing, being free-to-play. It's kind of meh. It's like, as I said, it's normal. Like the normal cases are 1,000 credits, but a game will only usually ever yield about 500 credits, and that's for a really good gameplay with some like kind of objectives completed and stuff like that. So you can imagine there, 500, like 500 would be the very high end that I've seen so far in my fairly limited time. I'll admit, but like I haven't seen more than 500 when I wasn't completing just a load of objectives and stuff. So when you consider cases 1,000, but you also, I should have mentioned earlier on, you get the cases at the end of games randomly and stuff like that as well. So yeah, so so sorry. So that's the normal cases. Then there's elite. So basically, this is where they're making their money. So there's elite cases, which are only you'll get a random one of either only silver, gold, or obsidian guaranteed. Like, it's $4.99 for one case, so £5 for one case. Not particularly great, if I'm honest. $19.99 for 5, or $34.99 for 10. So again, it's a bit strange. There's credit boosters now. I forgot to note down how much each individual credit booster is, but like you can like put like 2 times credits for the next however many hours for £5 or whatever like that, and then like 4 hours and 24 hours and probably a week or whatever. But then you can buy specific loadouts for either €3.49 at the minute. To buy a specific loadout, no, so not like a merc or with all their loadouts. So just this one specific loadout, if you have the merc unlocked or bought or whatever, it's either $3.49, so just under £4, or 17,500 credits, which is a lot. Again, keep in mind, so £500 a game, or 500 credit a game, 17 and a half is a lot. And then kind of finally, there's the bundles options where you can buy all the available loadouts for a specific merc for $19.99, and again, all these prices are in euros if I didn't mention. $19.99 or 100,000 credits. Also, if I didn't mention, well, I have mentioned, but just to reiterate, it is beta. It is beta. These things could be willing to change, but again, it's looking like it's pretty solid now, so I can't see it's changing too much. But just you have to keep in mind it's beta, so it's possible. So it's not pay to win by any means, but the grind is real. Basically, if you want to get like all of the stuff, if you want to get all of the things and you don't want to pay a single cent, the grind is going to be real for you, basically. Overall, I have to say it's a fun, fast-paced, kind of objective-based, team-oriented arcadey. Sure, it's fun. It's good. It's good crack. Like I spent most of last night watching streams of it. Rival X Factor was streaming it last night, and then when he went off, I watched a couple of other guys, and then I played it for a good couple of hours, like during the night. So yeah, overall, I couldn't recommend it enough. It's free. I mean, like it's free, and it's not particularly big. It's not particularly big download as far as I know, so it's definitely worth a shot if you've got the hard drive space for it, because that's literally all you need. It runs well, so even if you've only got a hard drive and you don't have an SSD, you're not going to have to worry about long load times. The load times aren't great in general, but like they're not awful either. So that's about it. I would definitely recommend it. And yeah, I hope you found this useful or you enjoyed it or something. That's it. If you enjoyed it, please do leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new here. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.